Yo, what's up, weirdos? Good evening, good evening. Sitting outside right now. We haven't done one of these in a while, so I'm going to post this video a little bit later today, probably this evening. But something that's come up quite a bit lately that I figured we'd talk about because we haven't in a while. And I guess there's a lot of newer people and stuff like that, so I figured, hey, let's talk about it, right? Let's clear some things up. But before we get into that, guys, quick shout out. No, not a shout out. We'll do a shout out to the channel sponsor later. Right now, Bitcoin. I want to talk about Bitcoin sitting at $118,000 at the time I'm recording this. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't understand the bearish sentiment in the market. I guess it comes down to a lack of experience, a lack of knowledge, lack of time in the market, and that's fine. That's acceptable, right? I mean, it's not a bad thing, but I would encourage people to learn from times like this, right? When I mean, we're sitting at $118,000 Bitcoin, and people are feeling negative. People are feeling, bearish. So, what I would suggest is look across the market right now. Check out the general sentiment, which is generally negative right now. See what people are saying, and just get a feel for it. And that way, the next time this happens, because I promise you it will happen again, you can be better equipped for it if you're new to crypto, right? You can read the sentiment in the market. You can look around and say, wait a second, last time people were acting this way, Bitcoin was $118,000. And then, altcoins went parabolic shortly thereafter because we are about to see a parabolic run on the altcoins. So just, it's an opportunity to just be observant, right? See what people are saying, uh, over on crypto Twitter. I know I'm calling it Twitter, but whatever. It is what it is, and stuff like that on YouTube. See what people are saying, right? Read the sentiment in the market, and that will help guide you. Okay. I want to make sure everyone's learning and succeeding in this space, right? And to do that, you need to be able to read sentiment. It's a big indicator is sentiment in the market, what people are saying, how things are shaping up. You've got bullish stuff happening. GDP came in better than expected. We're going to cover that in a live stream today. So you've got Trump calling again for a rate cut today. I don't think we'll see one. This video will come out after the decision, so most likely there was no rate cut, just a pause, which is fine. Probably see a rate cut in September, in my opinion, anyway. But yeah, so anyway, on to the more important thing. Right now, guys, you're having an opportunity to fill your bags, to make sure that you are as well positioned as possible for this altcoin season that's coming. You have August, September, October, November. In my opinion, you got 4 months. Is it possible that the market runs into December, into January, into February? Anything's possible. We talked about this yesterday, I think, right? Of course it's possible. I just don't think that it will, personally. But I can be wrong. I'm not perfect. And this channel's not run on my ego, right? If I'm wrong, guess what? I adjust and I adapt. And because making money is more important than being right, right? But right now I stay committed to this cycle ending at the end of November. So we'll see what happens, right? In saying that, guys, Jasmy, right? Jasmy. So I've been getting asked a lot from people. They look at the Jasmy chart, and I've been getting asked a lot lately. Can Jasmy get back to its all-time high in this cycle? And why did it fall from $4.99 all the way down to like a fraction of a penny, right? Well, let's get into it a little bit because I guess a lot of people just don't know. So, why? First of all, can Jasmy get back to its all-time high in this cycle? No, it's not getting to $4.99 in this bull run. I wish, but no. The answer is no, right? So we can put that to bed. Now, and the reason for that is because of what I'm about to tell you in regards to what happened with Jasmy and why the price went from $4.99 down to a fraction of a cent, really, right? So, so back in, I believe 2019, 2020, the team was holding most of the tokens, right? Which obviously led to concerns about whether the project was decentralized or not, because you often get that kind of static about XRP. Well, Ripple holds, I think Ripple holds something like 48 or 45% of the max supply, total supply of XRP in escrow, so that people say it's not decentralized because of that, right? So it's a concern for some people, and it's a legitimate concern, right? It's not dismissing any, let's not dismiss anybody's concerns, especially when they're legitimate. It is a legitimate concern when a company holds, the majority of tokens on a project. Well, yeah, of course. Can you really consider it a decentralized project at that point? Probably not, right? Probably not. So what did they do? They had announced ahead of time that what they were going to do was they were going to release pretty much all of the tokens into circulation at once, right? Because such a small percentage was in circulation, so of the supply was in circulation. So what happened was all the people who were invested in Jasmy but were not paying attention to what the company was doing got wrecked. And this is a lesson in why you should be doing your research, why you should always be paying attention to what's going on with the cryptos that you're invested in, right? You can't just set it and forget it like some people think, right? Because what happens? This is a cautionary tale. So the team had announced ahead of time that they were going to release the bulk of the supply into circulation. Now, what happens when you release the bulk of supply into circulation? The price plummets, obviously, right? The supply gets watered down in circulation, and the value of every token diminishes exponentially, right? So that's what happened. But they did warn everybody ahead of time. So the people who weren't paying attention and were unaware of what the team was about to do ended up getting wrecked, right? Obviously, because they were holding this project, supply got released into circulation, the value of their tokens plummeted, right? And they were angry about it. They were calling it a rug. They were saying they got scammed, blah, 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 right? At the end of the day, they didn't get scammed. They didn't get rugged. They were warned ahead of time. They weren't paying attention to what was about to happen. And as a result, the value of their tokens diminished, right? The team told everyone ahead of time so that people could get out of the project and buy back in at lower prices, which a lot of people did. The people who were paying attention, that's what they did, right? Like me, I think I got in 204, 205, something like that is my entry point on Jasmy. Now we're looking at battling between 1.50 and 2 cents or something, right? So that's why it's important to always be paying attention, my friends, right? Cautionary tale. People didn't pay attention. People got wrecked. People called it, and when people call it a rug or they call it a scam because that happened, that's just them not being willing to take responsibility for not paying attention to what's going on in their own investments, right? God forbid anyone take responsibility or accountability for, being lazy or whatever the case might be. So that's kind of what happened. They released the tokens, and then they got a bad reputation for it, which was weird because it was kind of a lose-lose when you really think about it, right? Had they continued to hold the bulk of the supply, then the project would have been attacked by haters, calling it not a decentralized project, don't trust the team, blah, 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 right? And then on the flip side of that coin, if you release them all, well, then they call it a rug. People who don't understand what a rug actually is, right? So it was a lose-lose situation, right? So they did what was best for the project as a whole and made sure that it was completely decentralized by releasing the bulk of the supply into circulation, right? So easy peasy lemon squeezy. So that's kind of what happened, why the price went down, and that is why the price cannot go to $4.99, because when it was $4.99, I think something like 12 or 15% of the max supply was in circulation or something. So that's why it's going to be a lot harder for the project to get back to that value, right? That's not saying that it never will. I do believe for sure that it will it will break its all-time high at some point, because some of the things that they're doing in their ecosystem are just unparalleled, right? Data democracy for one, getting passive income for your data, you know, and the passive income opportunities. People in crypto love uh, DeFi. They love APY. They love staking. They love passive income through DeFi projects, right? So you're going to have so many different avenues of passive income through Jasmy, guys. You're going to have the staking when the wallet comes out, right? You're going to get phenomenal APY on that. They're running Junction nodes where you're getting paid that way as well, right? We actually have Hara coming on the channel to talk about Junction nodes and stuff like that in the very, very near future. So keep an eye out for that. Um, you know, they're also on Junction, they're releasing a platform that's called Junction Stories. And I've talked about this in the past, where um, content creators are going to be able to upload, like myself, are going to be able to upload Jasmy and Junction content to Junction Stories. And what's going to happen is, so me as a content creator, I will get paid passive income in Jasmy coin for people watching my video on Junction Stories. But here's where it gets juicy for you guys. The viewers are also going to get paid passive income in Jasmy coin for watching my content or all the other content creators videos on Junction Stories as well. So you're going to be getting paid in Jasmy to watch Jasmy content. You can't make this stuff up, guys. That's absolutely beautiful, right? And there's so many other ways getting paid for your data, your personal data locker, providing your information. There's 4 or 5 legitimate ways to make passive income through Jasmy and Junction moving into the next cycle, guys. And I think it's going to blow up as a result, right? People are going to love it. People love passive income, especially in crypto. They love DeFi. They love that ability to make the APY. So how do you think Cardano in the last bull run, Cardano ended up getting to like a something like an 83% TVL in their ecosystem because DeFi staking and stuff like that, right? So the sky is the limit. I do believe that when TVL hits the Junction and Jasmy ecosystem, the price is going to be able to skyrocket as a result. When you get a total value locked of, you know, 50, 60, 70%, it's going to be phenomenal, guys. But listen, if you want to learn all this stuff, guys, if you want to learn how to succeed in this space, let me ask you a question. If someone came up to you today and said, "Hey man, if you buy me a cup of coffee every day, I will teach you how to make wealth in crypto. I will teach you how to make life-changing wealth in crypto. And all you got to do is buy me a cup of coffee." Well, guess what? I'm telling you that, guys, right? You can join the 10% community today over on the Patreon. Thousands of members over there. Everyone's willing to help out. Everyone's helping each other, constantly learning, growing, making passive income through swing trades as well, microcap gems, and so much more. And it's just the price of a cup of coffee a day, guys. That's it, man. Right? All these other content creators are charging between $100 and $1,000 a month, and it's only going to continue to increase as we get closer to the parabolic phase of the bull run. They're going to charge more, right? So check it out today, guys. The link is down in the description. Again, price of a cup of coffee to get the education that you need for us to give you the tools that you need to succeed in this space. I just want you to buy me a coffee. Again, the link is down below, guys. Check it out. Join a phenomenal community today. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. See you guys in the next one. God bless.